Radio is the rubber, radio is the rubber, radio is the rubber, radio is the vie, radio is the vie. Onze statie, onze talent in onze mensen.
Okay, let's do it like this. Yeah, she probably think I'm moving on. I tried telling her, baby, I'm never leaving. I wanna cherish the bond. She tired of holding on. She tired of being strong. Tired of thinking about me when I'm gone. Money on my mind, I'm focused on paying bills. I should've focused on showing her how I feel. I should've focused on giving her something real, something so she can heal.
Please don't take your loving away from me. Oh, Sky, and I've been right here with you. Don't take your loving away from me. Oh, Sky, and I've been right here with you.
Bengi's chelugu, tutande bengi na larugwa lelisi. Bengi's chelugu, tutande bengi na larugwa lelisi. You're my baby, you're my baby, my baby. Sunday, you're my baby, you're my baby, you're my baby.
You are listening to Radio Yesterova.
Do you want to take your business to the next level? Advertise with Radio Yesterova by emailing us at admin@radioyesterova.co.za.
Radio Yesterova, Radio Yesterova, Radio Yesterova, Radio Yesterova.
Our station, our talent, and our people. This is the Khoi Queen, live on Radio Yesterova.
Our station, our talent, our people. Good afternoon and welcome to the special edition show with myself, Khoi Kween. This beautiful Wednesday, clock just struck 6 minutes after the hours of 3 p.m. On a good day to have a great day, like I always say. And today, of course, we can never ever have too much Wi-Fi. And that is the topic of the agenda, as we'll be having a special telephonic guest on the show in just a moment. Nonetheless, while we are live, don't forget that we are live on the Radio East River Facebook page with Radio East River, and then of course we are live on the Radio East River website. And then the best way to experience Radio East River is to download that app. The app is absolutely free, so you definitely do want to make sure that you have that. And then of course that WhatsApp line is 0645369095. If you don't know what too much Wi-Fi is, too much Wi-Fi was established in 2016 with the goal of delivering more affordable internet connectivity to aspirational communities within Cape Town, now extending its services to the Greater Western Cape. Too much Wi-Fi proudly serves over 400,000 satisfied customers across more than 47 communities. The company is dedicated to bridging the digital divide faced by these communities. Too much Wi-Fi is able to provide internet to a family at less than a day at current minimum wage, making our value proposition super affordable to communities who previously would have been excluded from having access to meaningful internet as a result of highly inhibitive costs. Too much Wi-Fi not only provides access to communities with internet, but further partners with communities through various initiatives, including soup kitchens, sports teams, and local events, while also fostering relationships with community members and influencers by offering fast, reliable, and affordable internet connectivity.
Yes,
Our station, our talent, our people.
Too much Wi-Fi connects communities and businesses, facilities access to information and education, and enables people to work and communicate effortlessly regardless of their location. Too much Wi-Fi believes in equipping access to the internet as a fundamental right. That is why they don't only offer affordable connectivity solutions, but also reinvest 30% of their revenue directly back into the communities they operate in. This financial contribution supports various community development activities, from educational programs to skills training, workshops, empowering individuals to unlock their potential in an increasingly digital world. They also employ directly from those communities with a specific focus on creating opportunities for the youth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Too Much Wi-Fi.
Do you want to take your business to the next level? Advertise with Radio East River by emailing us at admin@radioeastriver.co.za.
You are listening to Radio East River.
yes,
Our station, our talent, our people.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brown. Can you hear me?
I can. No.
Thank you so much for joining me on Radio East River. First of all, welcome. And how are we feeling today?
We're feeling good. It's winter's here, but we're good. We're going on with the mission.
Definitely. I was saying that Radio East River aankap is die main ding. Just gave the listeners the intro to Too Much Wi-Fi. So if they are tuned in and they don't know, now they definitely know. Gave the short introduction to Too Much Wi-Fi, and definitely just hearing the story, it's already an inspiration within itself. But before we get anywhere, now that the listeners know what Too Much Wi-Fi is, what kind of Wi-Fi networks do you install? Home, business, public hotspots, etc.?
Cool. If I may, I just want to kind of, it's a bit of a, getting some feedback on my side. Let me turn on the volume. I just wanted to kind of give perspective on why the company exists. Obviously, by the bread and butter of what we do is, I guess in one line, bringing the internet to our people. And each of those words meaning something very intentional. The first one is the bringing, right? We feel it's an absolute imperative that for us, let's say as a country, to close the gap between, let's say, the have and have not, playing a part in correcting the injustices of the past, we really have to focus on what we're terming the digital divide. And today, there's about 23% of all South Africans that have access to meaningful internet. And so we started 8-9 years ago with that as the focus. So I just wanted to kind of bring that to the fore. So to your question, what do we offer? So effectively, it's an internet connection either to your house or your business, or to a high traffic area, so like a spaza shop, a taxi rank, and so on.
Nice one. And then what type of equipment do you use for this, routers, access points, and all of that jazz?
So the type of technology we use is, let's say, little known techniques, but what we term air fiber in layman's terms. The quality of the service is as good as, let's say, old school or old technology fiber, in other words, physical wires in the ground. And so we're using really cutting edge tech for this. And because we own and operate the network from the source to the customer, number one, and number two, using global leading technologies, we can pass that discount on to the customer. And that's how we managed to achieve providing unlimited, uncapped internet at 1 day's minimum South African government wage. And that was our mission. So the technicalities of it, it's not we provide it out in your house like you probably have at your workplace. Similar grade of quality. And then we have our high sites have we use some tech from the US and Europe, but it's custom built for the community.
And speaking of being custom built and built for the community that it is in, you spoke about using for lack of better words, advanced technology for too much Wi-Fi. What are some of the ways that you ensure cybersecurity and protect against cyber threats?
That's a great question. It's something that's obviously top of mind as we get to a point where we're just about to surpass 500,000 customers. So first of all, we use market-leading service providers on let's call it the back office, the back end of the business. So we work with all the Googles of the world and so forth and so on. And obviously we lean on their platforms and expertise, so that's external. But then internally, we have our engineering teams in-house, which is quite unique. So our software and our network engineering is in-house. And then on top of that, we have our own security measures, in addition to the regulatory requirements that ICANN, WAPA, and all the regulatory agents require us to be quite on top of.
Nice. You guys mentioned that you guys provide affordable Wi-Fi, especially. So how are some of the ways that you guys provide Wi-Fi coverage in hard-to-reach communities, such as your rural communities?
I guess the first thing is to provide meaningful and high-quality internet at an affordable price, right? So you can get access to the internet starting from $5,000. And so that $5,000 will give you access for 24 hours. And of course, as mentioned a little bit earlier, because we go right, we control the whole supply chain and the savings at each step. We then pass that on to the customer. Number two, we have a team in-house called what we call CCF, or Community Engagement Forum. Community Connect Forum, which is our community engagement arm. And their job is purely to facilitate and manage a commitment that we make to every community, a financial commitment, which is we contribute 30% of our revenue at least to our communities. So there's some communities that's getting 45% actually back. So obviously when our community see that you're making that level of effort and commitment, they're definitely forthcoming. And the biggest part of that investment is into arguably the biggest issue in our society, which is employment, particularly with youth unemployment. So we are from the community. I'm from the community. I still have family that's homeless and living in and around the bedline. So it's something very close to who we are as people. And that's the third point. So that's how we get to the hard-to-reach, difficult places.
Speaking of, you mentioned something very important, that is who we are as people. So tell us maybe one story about a client that maybe stood out, who was provided with internet, maybe just something that just stuck with you.
I'd probably have to reference the patient zero, or customer number one. This business started when our founder wanted to solve an issue for his domestic worker. He was a privileged urban person, and Patricia was his domestic worker. And he got frustrated with her a little bit, and he said, look, you're leaving early, you're coming late, you're missing some days, what's going on? And through that process, he discovered that she was trying to stay in touch with her daughter, who at the time was at school. They lived inside Khoi, and obviously she was trying to cover for her daughter, make sure she got to places where she needed to be, but she couldn't connect and communicate with Jonathan, as the founder. And so that's where the business started. That was 8-9 years ago. And, a lot of the things I'm saying sounds, very philosophical and idealistic, but today Patricia is still a domestic worker. Her elders and the grandparents are still domestic workers. But today, her daughter, Sinatemba, because she knew how to use the internet, had access to too much Wi-Fi connection, and could complete her studies during COVID. Sinatemba is now the daughter of Patricia. Sinatemba is now graduated from nursing school. So the cycle and the trajectory of her family has now been forever changed. And so the cycle, not that there's anything wrong with domestic workers, but the quality of life for Sinatemba and her offspring and the generations to come will probably have a better chance at following their dreams than her mother did.
Yeah, that's an absolutely beautiful story. The first customer, you say, I can only imagine just how many more stories and testimonies are lying within our communities of what too much Wi-Fi has done for them.
Absolutely. I'm a product of that, actually. I'm from the Cape Flats. My dad's from Manenberg, my mom's from Steenberg. I was the first person to graduate from our family. And through the internet, I had a chance to work abroad. I've lived and worked in Canada, to Italy, to Nigeria, to Hong Kong and Thailand. And if I was not born in this generation, in this fourth industrial revolution, I would have not have gotten that opportunity. So it's definitely full circle at the end. And I'm hoping to bring these opportunities to our people, to my cousins, to my family, to your family, and hopefully our listeners' families too one day.
Speaking of bringing the Wi-Fi to the people, are there any current deals and promotions our listeners might currently be interested? I know I am interested in that 5 Rand Wi-Fi package, the daily bundle that you mentioned earlier on.
Yeah, that's right. So obviously the entry point is the 5 Rand deal. That's a permanent deal, evergreen deal. We have that ongoing, and that's really an opportunity to get people to try the product and at least get people onto the internet. But the kind of deal we have right now is where we call it a Mantla Plus, which is where you can have a internet connection to your house for you and your family. So dedicated line with a UPS. So in other words, you're load shedding proof. For 345 Rand per month. And that covers everything from it's uncapped, it won't be throttled at 7 p.m. or midnight. Yes, it's all in.
Thank you so much for that. I know a lot of people are thinking, that's definitely too much Wi-Fi. So I just want us to take a quick music break, but I want to do something different. If you have maybe, what's your favorite song? A song that you really like to hear, or a motivational song that you just, maybe just want to dedicate to our listeners out there, or just your favorite song, and then Kween will definitely play that for you right now.
I've got two. What I've really gotten into since I moved back to South Africa, which is just a year ago, was youngster Cape Town's West Cup. Something I was super pumped about learning about. The other one, which is, I'm not sure there's a PG version, but it's Grinding All My Life by Nipsey Hussle.
Ooh, Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. Okay, I'm definitely going to see which one of those two we can get up for you. And then I'll see you back in the next few minutes.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the one and only CEO of Too Much Wi-Fi. And he has a motivational song that he wants us to listen to. And since we are in the beautiful mother city, and Too Much Wi-Fi was founded in Cape Town, is based in Cape Town, and is doing the most in Cape Town, it is only right that we do play Cup, the one and only youngster CPT. Not sure if there is a clean version, but I'll try my best to cut it out as much as I can. But this is the motivational song for the day, the song to keep the vibes up. Youngster CPT featuring Ganja Beats with Cup. Enjoy.
Yes,
It's the one and only CPT. I'm coming from the West Coast. Yeah, we got the best side, good dope. We be saying na 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 na. It's the one and only CPT. Now where I come from is not a puzzle or a riddle. 4 fingers up, 2 twisted in the middle. If I was Bruce Wayne, that would be my bat symbol. And where I'm from, DJs don't smile, no dimple. But let's get to some worse or something we can nibble. Roti and chicken curry, eat the crumbs and the criminals. I told Yamal Ganja, Cape hip hop is hardcore. B-boys on the dance floor, graffiti art on walls. Mr. Selector, play a vinyl set. King of the mother city, jungle on the lion's head. Skipping, slutting donuts, we Tokyo drifting. Playing young'uns numbers in the system, go to Clifton. And everybody's coming to the western region. They must love Kaapstad during the festive season. Women weeding weather like Biggie's did. But now Biggie's dead because he went to the W-E-S-T-S-I-D-E. Na 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 na. It's the one and only CPT. I'm coming from the West Coast. Yeah, we got the best side, good dope. We be saying na 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 na. It's the one and only CPT. Yeah. You can tell by the way I talk that I come from Cape Town, a Cape Malaysian. This is a Shabir shakedown. And when it comes to women, none is like the cops. But Macy girl, kaiku like your hair. I don't have a type, but I have an appetite, so I had to grab a tight up in gangster's paradise. My bro, where's that? Athlone, golden dish plat to serve. The wrong turn and we ended up in Menenberg. Back in the day, that turf belonged to Staki, but I'm lucky I got a couple of brasa in the churches. I even knew this Rechken from Valhalla, but I didn't dala cause a brother was a junior mafia. And KO is the god of the Skanda. I'm the king of Cape slang, driving in Impalas. The mother city took me in for adoption. I feel like I grew up in Compton, but I'm from the West Cape, West Coast, where we got the best high, good dope. We be saying na 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 na. It's the one and only CPT. I'm coming from the West Cape, West Coast, where we got the best high, good dope. We be saying na 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 na. It's the one and only CPT. I'm coming from the West Cape, West Coast, where we got the best high, good dope. We be saying na 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 na. It's the one and only CPT.
Radio is the river, radio is the river, radio is the river. Radio is the river, radio is the rivier, radio is the rivier. Onze stasie, onze talent in onze mensen.
Looking for your dream home? At Central Blue, we have just the right types of homes for you. Discover our eco-conscious townhomes complete with free appliances. That's right, you heard. A fridge, a TV, and a washing machine, all for free.
Or explore our brand new freestanding homes, each with its private garden, where you can relax with a cup of coffee or watch your children play. Or are you more of a modern apartment type of person? Check out our community-centric apartments, perfect for safe and affordable living. Your dream home awaits. Visit Central Blue today in Blue Downs.
Come to Central Blue, the heart of Blue Downs, where it truly feels like home.
Yes, our station, our talent, our people.
Radio Eerste Rivier, onze stasie, onze talent, onze mense. WhatsApp ons by 064 536 9095. Talk to us, die dang ruk hier.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Online, we've got the one and only Tauriq Brown, the CEO, all the way from Too Much Wi-Fi, sharing his own story with us, as well as Too Much Wi-Fi stories, as Too Much Wi-Fi. And Mr. Brown himself is definitely an inspiration within himself. That was the one and only youngster CPT coming through there with Visca West Coast, where we got the A. Een ding van Radio Eerste Rivier se mense, they always know how to pick a good playlist. That was Mr. Brown's motivational song for the day. I just asked him, what song would you like the Khoi Queen to play for our listeners today? And he was saying he's feeling the Vescap vibe. As you know, Too Much Wi-Fi is proudly Vescap. Speaking of Mr. Brown, let's get him back online.
Hey Mr. Brown, feeling down? Listen to the leading internet radio station in Cape Town. Verpletter plezier, luister naar Radio Eerste Rivier. Dis ons stasie, onze talent en julle bly lekker, onze mense.
Welkom terug op Radio Eerste Rivier.
Welcome back, Mr. Brown.
I love it.
I'm glad. That song someone got my energy all pumped up. And I was saying, you knew just what song to choose because Too Much Wi-Fi is most proudly Vescap also.
Exactly.
Julle weet mos. Anyway, for the listeners who have just tuned in, we've got Mr. Brown online, the CEO of Too Much Wi-Fi. And before we took the musical break, we were having a very insightful conversation on all the services and, of course, the story of Too Much Wi-Fi. But Mr. Tauriq, you said something that I actually want to dive a bit more into. Maybe I think there's a story there that needs to come out. So you mentioned that you yourself are from the Cape Flats and you were the first to graduate in your family, and then you went overseas and you came back. And then how did you get into working with Too Much Wi-Fi?
That's an interesting story. So COVID happened, as we know, it's something that we got used to. But in our particular case, we got locked down in Myanmar, and my wife was 6-7 months pregnant, and then a coup d'etat broke out. So the military took over the country. Everybody got evacuated, all the expats, all the foreigners besides us, because we didn't have travel documents for my daughter. And so I think one thing, sometimes as South Africans, we lose perspective, and especially like on the challenges we have in the communities. In that case, we were forced to stay in our house. There was tanks rolling down the street. There was people being shot off their balconies, and there was martial rule, which meant, in other words, that all soldiers were. There was no repercussions, no legal justification or justice repercussions for their actions. And so that was a pretty traumatic experience. And so we got evacuated. We moved to Canada then. And then I had a therapist, one of these young. I went for therapy, and I couldn't really handle the guilt of what I put my wife and our first newborn child through, and so I was trying to figure this out. And then I had this psychologist that was quite a young hippie dude, and he was taking me through kind of the generational trauma part. And that took me to my grandfather, who was unfortunately taken away from us at a pretty young age. He was murdered during Fasta. And questions came up like, what am I going to do for my kid? What is an example as a parent that I'm going to do, leave for my daughter at the time? And that obviously extended then to what have I done for my family? Oftentimes they call it black tax, or in other words, those that have gotten opportunities, what are we doing for the rest of the family? And so we were packing our bags actually and leaving for either Germany, Dubai, or Philippines. We're in the process of firming up let's say the next move after recovering. And during that time, a headhunter got hold of me and said, look, there's this opportunity in Africa that has a beautiful blend or mix between commercial prowess and social impact. Are you interested? And that was 1.5 years ago. And so we packed up and moved back. We didn't even know it was South Africa. It wasn't intended for me to come back home at all, actually. But given that what we've been through, I had to do something more than just, building companies. And we sold the company to Alibaba for $4 billion. We listed a company on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. All those meaningless accolades, to be honest, for something that was a bit more, that really was changing lives.
Yeah. Beautiful story and testimony of how you came to Too Much Wi-Fi. Thank you so much for sharing, first of all. And now, as the team of Radio Israel and our listeners also know a bit more about the faces behind Too Much Wi-Fi. Speaking of What has been some of the biggest lessons that you have learned in your time working at Too Much Wi-Fi?
Lots of lessons. So first of all is our company is made up of the people we serve. So 80% of the company is, 80% of the management is black or colored. 75% of all the staff are black or colored. We're coming to about 50% of the company that's female. And so those things are, you have to lead by example. And so we started with our own people. The lessons learned over the years was that it's difficult. It's difficult to bring an essential service to our people, especially when they don't understand the power of the internet, right? Initially, they will use it for, let's say, your daily consumption of like WhatsApp and then Facebook, TikTok, those type of things. I think the phase that we're in now is, yes, still bringing the internet to our people all over the province and the country. But secondly is teaching people how to use the internet. And so we have programs with ECDs, educators, food is the sector. So food security, safety and security, and education security. And the learnings over the years have been we have a greater role than just providing the internet, but actually teaching people how to use the internet. And it goes internally in our business. So we've over the years taken, semi-homeless and unemployable folks and put them through our programs. We've got some super sons in the business that's come through organizations like Africa Ticken and other youth employment agencies. And so the first learning is let's start at home. Let's start with ourselves. My mother used to say charity starts at home. So like that we can lead by example and teach people how to use the internet.
Nice. So just before we are now reaching that time where we have to start wrapping up the show, if there is any, how can I say, anything that you would like to leave our listeners with, if they are maybe out there, they're maybe already using another network or someone out there, why, besides it being awesome and Mr. Brown being the CEO, why should people switch over to Too Much Wi-Fi?
You know what, Khoi? I think the first thing is that if anybody can help us in our mission, would more than happily support them, if it's a competitor or anybody. Our mission is to bring our people onto the internet so we can make inroads into closing the digital divide, which will eventually then close the economic divide. So whether it's a competitor or not, if you have reliable internet access and you're happy with it, then please keep supporting your local supplier, your local provider. However, obviously, we believe we offer the best service in the market. Our network performance is better than MTN's. We have a 99.2% uptime. We have all our engineering functions internally. We've got a 50-seat call center that calls a month. And each community, we employ people locally. So if you want to help your community, if you want to help us increase our 30% contribution in your community, then please consider Too Much Wi-Fi. If there's people, sitting on the street corners and so forth that we can help, please send them our way. We need to hire 120 people, 130 people in the next few months. We would love them. I would love it and appreciate it if I met a few people that said, you know what, I heard this on Radio East River. I'm jumping. I support that mission and I want to get involved.
Definitely. So if you want to support your local community, you definitely need to support Too Much Wi-Fi. Speaking of people getting in touch and jobs, how do people get in touch with Too Much Wi-Fi?
So the easiest way is on our website is a job board. We've got all the different jobs listed there. So please check that out for employment opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you'll catch us on all the socials at Too Much Wi-Fi, all the popular platforms.
Okay. Thank you so much. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Too Much Wi-Fi is available on all social media platforms. All you need to do is search for Too Much Wi-Fi. Mr. Brown, thank you so much for your time. And if there is any special shout-outs you'd maybe like to give, don't know, maybe some to your team, some to the fam.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody that's obviously associated with us or work with us, big up to you. Let's stay strong and stay focused on the mission. And yeah, thanks everybody for your time. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to share our story.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to share your story with us. So there you have it, every listener. We have our CEO tuned in saying that he will link the jobs to the Radio East River website. So we're definitely going to be having some Radio East River listeners applying for that jobs. And then,
thank you.
Thank you so much. And then thank you once again for your time. All the best with Too Much Wi-Fi moving forward. And hopefully, one day we can have you guys in studio. That would be a great interview, I think.
I'd love that. But first, you yourself have to sign up for a Too Much Wi-Fi line. And then we can think about coming into studio.
Yay! I already know. I already know which package I want to take. I already know which one I want to take, guys. It starts from as little as R5, and that is one of the things that makes Too Much Wi-Fi stand out. Really, I mean, R5 for internet. It's absurd. I don't even think you get WhatsApp bundles of R5 anymore.
Probably not. But we're also not. We're first driven by impact, and then. Let's say financial sustainability. So
one thing that keeps on coming through is people over profit, and I love that. I don't know, that just sat now in my spirit. So thank you so much. Lovely day further. And to the rest of the Too Much Wi-Fi team, keep on doing what you guys are doing. Thank you so much. And if you would like to listen to this show again, please do note that it is being recorded and will be available on YouTube, Spotify, of course, on our Facebook Live once again. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you when we see you, Mr. Brown. Bye-bye.
Take care. Have a good one. Bye.
Yes, our station, our talent, our people.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of Too Much Wi-Fi Online with the Khoi Queen. But get ready because we have the one and only, hey man, so he's Juice in the studio. Von D is in die huis in. The juices are here. We got some mango nectar. We got some grape. We got some lekker Von D juices. Even mixed berries. That's my favorite. Zeg over Von D that. And if Von D didn't come with a juice for me, I'm gonna zomaar omdraai. I'm just kidding, guys. It has been amazing getting to know the CEO of Too Much Wi-Fi. And to the rest of the Too Much Wi-Fi team, thank you so much. And do stay tuned to Radio East River as DJ JOSA will be hosting Von D and various guests starting right now at 4 p.m. In the meantime, stay tuned. Die dang ruggie.
Do you want to take your business to the next level? Advertise with Radio East River by emailing us at admin@radioeastriver.co.za.
Radio East River, Radio East River, Radio East River, Radio East River.
Butcher's Market offers the best quality, locally sourced and 100% halal meats. Visit our store at Sambody Square Mall. Contact us at 021-565-0499 TPM for your halal meats.
Yesterday. Our station, our talent, our people.
Tidang Rati.
Salete. Sure. Fetsa bang re sotho.
Since 1947, the matter never settle. You be but I be get to. Masability lo yan won lenu. Better recognize. Greatest of all time. No other name they go call mine. As I they shut it them not nice. Monday, that out. Tuesday, that out. Wednesday, that out. As long as I jalaba. And they call me the Godfather. Move like an Italian. Have you ever seen a nigga like mine? Each and every lady wanna give me when they smoke weed, when they smoke cigar. Now we there, I try to move on. I know two pass King Solomon. I get high, I try to live. You know like me, one over. My advice is fun alone. Cause my guys don't follow no. Make the sky start falling down. I'm still your daddy.
Lele fala, matoti maleami, angfingo salawami, maljeti kala, wetwalo talangami, engine bakalangami, watalangami, wetwalabami, ay kalalami, kujigo mga meli bakalangami, manje mezita sesitwana nami, hati bibanga kola ngabani utwalabami, kitu banga sotelala, yap.
Radio is the river. 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 Onze statie, onze talent in onze mensen.